Hi, good morning. This is Simply Country Cuisine. This morning, what we're going to make, and much to Dina's chagrin, I am going to do seafood. I am going to make a creamy cucumber and shrimp salad. The original recipe, now this is going to be something that I've never made, but I want to tweak it before I ever make it. I'm in connection with this Texas Hill Country Olive Company, and I'm using all of their ingredients. Well, the olive oil I'm going to use today is a super Greek extra virgin, and the recipe actually calls for lemon juice, but I think what I'm going to use, this is one of my favorites, is a white lemon balsamic vinegar. So we'll use these two items instead of the lemon juice. If you do not have these, which you can get online, just connect with Texas Hill Country Olive Company online and you can order straight from their company. And I had another idea, which I'm not going to do this morning because I did have some plain Greek yogurt. For the dressing, you could use, the recipe calls for plain Greek yogurt, or I would think for all of us, like my daughter Dina, she eats a lot of high protein. She could, this is protein, but she could take probably a half a cup of cottage cheese, blend it up. It's going to give her the same consistency for the dressing. So you could use that. I would have done that this morning, but I couldn't find my little baby blender. So I said, well, thank you, Lord Jesus, that I had half a cup of plain Greek yogurt. All right, this is super simple. I have, the recipe calls for red onion, which that I did not have, but I thought, we just need the onion flavor. So I had some spring green onions, and I diced up, I think I did 3, might have been 4 in there. 2 English cucumbers, or I'm going to use my little small snacking cucumbers, and I've already washed them. I'm not going to dice them. I want them cut in discs, and I am going to use 4. That would probably be the equivalent of 2 long, or at least 1 long English cucumber. All right, so I've got my cucumbers in here. Well, you know me, I probably should have got a bigger bowl. And we're going to use cherry tomatoes. These are grape tomatoes. And all I'm going to do with these is just give them a little half cut. Just cut them straight in half. I want all of my food to be large enough in this. All right. Now, you could get fresh shrimp, but you'd have to steam it to turn it pink to get it done, devein it, or be easy. And I happen to have some peeled and deveined, tail off, medium cooked shrimp in the freezer. So I had half a bag left, and that's about 1 pound. And I'm just gonna dump them all in here. What I did this morning before Dina got here is I took them out of the freezer so they're nice and cold. I set them in a bowl of water in the bag, made sure that they were immersed in the cold water, probably for about 2 hours, and it thaws it out. Please do not thaw your shrimp, your seafood out and let it get warm. That's very dangerous. Keep it cold. All right, so first I'm going to mix this together. All right, so we'll go ahead and take the plain Greek yogurt. The recipe says a half a cup. But again, seriously, you could take half a cup of cottage cheese and run it through your little blender, emulsify it, and it's going to do the same thing, and then you're going to get that extra protein. Or 2 tablespoons of fresh dill. I didn't have fresh dill, so I'm going to do about a teaspoon of dry dill, salt and pepper to taste, about a teaspoon of garlic powder. All right, now I'm going to take, it says a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to use this delicious super Greek olive oil. Got a tablespoon of that. And I am going to use, where it says lemon juice, a tablespoon. I'm going to use a tablespoon of this white lemon balsamic vinegar. Then we're going to give it a mix up. Now before I put it on my salad, I am going to take my finger and take a little taste, make sure. I think it could use just a little bit more of the balsamic. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to mix this into my salad. If you were making this for dinner and you wanted to make it earlier in the day, of course you're going to put it in the refrigerator. I could see where making this earlier, the ingredients would kind of marry closer together and they would have more of the flavor of the lemon and the garlic, the dill. Let's give this a try. Now I want my shrimp and my cucumber. I'll leave the tomato off for just a second. It's actually sweet. It tastes very good. That's really good. Again, I can see if I cover this up, put it in the refrigerator, and I'm going to serve it for our meal today. I think these flavors are going to tie in a little bit tighter together. I am going to say I think it might need a tad of lemon. So I'm just going to take my lemon juice. Just give it a little sprinkle of lemon on here. So probably about a half a teaspoon to that. Balsamic vinegar is very good in it. I just think it needs a little bit more lemon power because we're dealing with shrimp, and shrimp would be something I think that you would use a lot of lemon on. It needed that little bit extra lemon. So probably what I would do when I made the salad, go ahead and use your Texas Hill Country product, get a fresh lemon, zest it a little bit, and use a little fresh lemon in there. And that itself, I think, will be perfect. So there you have a creamy shrimp, cucumber, and tomato salad. Very summery, very springy. You could eat it as a meal. Serve it with some crusty bread would be really good with it, or water crackers would be really good with this. You could use this at a dinner party. Just make sure if you do go to a party, set it in a bowl of ice to keep that shrimp. Always remember, seafood has to stay cold unless it's meant to be cooked, because bacteria and yuckies get into it and you don't want that. Dina will have these ingredients listed on a recipe card in the comment section below. And always remember to subscribe, like, and share. And I want to say a super big thank you. We are up to 572 subscribers. We're shooting for 1,000, and for this last year, we have just really been gaining subscribers, and we're super excited about that. And just check us out on YouTube or Facebook. It'll take you over to YouTube. We would love to have you part of our group. And if you don't have a place to worship, please join us in Central Texas at any one of our Glad Tiding churches. We have 5 locations, 1 church, and we will welcome you at any one of them. God bless. We love you. And have a happy, happy day.